Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world online at Z107.7 FM.com. This is your Z107.7 local news for Saturday, September 30th, 2023. The revamped West Gate entrance to Joshua Tree National Park will be breaking ground in fiscal year 2024, according to Joshua Tree Superintendent Jane Rogers. Rogers was part of a three-person panel discussing Joshua Tree visitation and tourism, and during the question and answer session, an audience member asked for an update on the West Gate entrance to the national park. Rogers says that the West Gate gets more traffic than the other two.
There's a lot of challenges with the 50%, sometimes up to 60% of our visitors come through that entrance.
That extra traffic can back up onto the two-lane Quail Springs Road that approaches the park, blocking driveways and hampering travel for park employees, visitors, or emergency services. The current entrance is one lane in and out with room for a single ranger to accept payments. Rogers says the new West Gate will move about a third to a half a mile inside the park, hopefully alleviating the gridlock that can stack up at the entrance, alongside doubling the lanes in and out of the park. It'll also be safer for staff to work the current booth.
Be a much better facility also for our staff, for staff safety. It's pretty hazardous working in that little box up there.
Rogers says the contract is done, and barring any further delays, by this time next year, the new West Gate will be built and ready to accommodate the 3 million yearly visitors the national park receives. The Joshua Tree Gem and Mineral Show is being held all weekend long at its new location. Here's Geodude Jeff Harmatz with a look at the beloved event.
After missing its traditional spring event owing to issues with the previous location, the Joshua Tree Gem and Mineral Show has returned to the high desert at a brand new location, the Joshua Tree Lake RV and Campground. Vendors from all over the country are congregating here to sell rocks, fossils, slabs, equipment, crystals, geodes, jewelry, and much more. The show continues today from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. There will be live music from local musicians both days from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Entry is free and so is parking. The Joshua Tree Lake RV and Campground is located at 2601 Sunfair Road in Joshua Tree. For Z107.7, I'm Jeff Harmatz.
Monday is the start of Desert Tortoise Week, which is 7 full days of learning about and appreciating one of our most iconic desert species. All throughout the high and low desert, you can find a treasure trove of tortoise activities that will educate you and spread support for this charismatic and inscrutable reptile. Starting on Monday, October 1st, there'll be a tortoise table at Joshua Tree National Park Cultural Center daily from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can drop in and join park staff for information, presentations, and tortoise-themed activities, including the famous Wheel of Tortoise. That will be all week at the Joshua Tree National Park Visitor Center in 29 Palms. On October 5th and 7th at 7 p.m., park staff will be giving 45-minute presentations about tortoise, along with a ranger talk at the beautiful Indian Cove Amphitheater. There's a full schedule of tortoise-related activities, with many located outside the high desert and worth a peek. We'll have that rundown of tortoise-tivities at Z107.7 FM.com. Speaking of tortoises, the Mojave Desert Land Trust will have plenty of tortoise foraging favorites at their fall plant sale on October 7th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. They've released a frequently asked question list for the popular sale, and they'll let everyone know about their inventory before the sale takes place. MDLT members get 10% off native flora, and you can get more information on the upcoming sale at mdlt.org. Are you a student interested in the legal side of true crime? A mock trial team is being formed in the Joshua Tree area to compete in San Bernardino County, and more students are needed to make it happen. The team practices are on Wednesday at 3 p.m. at the Joshua Tree Courthouse. Prospective team members can be students in 9th through 12th grade from any high school in the Morongo Unified School District or homeschooled. Competitions will be 4 Wednesday nights in November and December with semifinals, finals, and state competitions to follow. This year's case is a murder trial involving the CEO of a major corporation. Students will learn public speaking, trial strategy, and critical thinking skills from a practicing attorney as they work through the case file and learn to present the case as both attorneys and witnesses. All students interested in either acting or the justice system are encouraged to participate. Team members must be finalized no later than October 20th. There's no cost for students to participate in the mock trial program, but local sponsorships are being sought to cover the $1,000 entry fee for the team. If you're interested in participating or want more information, email joshuatreemocktrial@gmail.com. Registration is still open for the Desert Run set for next weekend on October 6th through the 8th. Rejoining us with more information about this family-friendly off-roading event is News Director Jeff Harmatz.
The Desert Run event sees entrants of all skill levels drive a nearly 40-mile-long four-wheel drive course at Means Dry Lake Bed in Johnson Valley. Along with the course, There will be a number of family-friendly games, events, and vendors at base camp. This event raises money for Morongo Basin Search and Rescue, a non-profit volunteer organization with the San Bernardino County Sheriff's Department. The money is used to purchase new equipment and training for the unit. The event runs all weekend long, October 6th through October 8th, and registration is open now. To see the full schedule of events and learn more about registration, see this story at Z107.7fm.com. Reporting for Z107.7, this is Jeff Harmetz.
Pioneer Days is coming to the Morongo Basin, and the 29 Palms Rotary Club is putting on their annual Little Pioneers program. On Wednesday, October 18th from 5 to 6:30, children aged 4 to 6 can dress up in past or future Pioneer-inspired costumes, where they'll be interviewed by Z107.7's own Gary Daniel. It's limited to 14 contestants, and everyone will receive certificates or prizes for their participation. And they'll be invited to ride in the Pioneer Days Parade on October 21st. That's taking place at Patriotic Hall in Lucky Park on October 18th. You can find a flyer and a link to register at our website, Z107.7fm.com. And that's your local news. You can hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. More Morongo Basin residents get their local news from Z107.7 than any other source. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 News, I'm Robert Hayden.